Welcome back to Talk the Plank. This is a very, very special episode. This is our 10th episode from this season. And this season has been a very long one. And we're just going to continue to give you content because this is what we do. We love the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. All right. I'm Salty Buck. Y'all have known me for a little while now. And it's beautiful to see y'all interacting with us on social media, getting us blowing up a little bit. We're going to continue to bring this shit, and we want to get right into this game. This Cleveland got me still fucked up from a couple weeks ago, man. We are facing the Cincinnati Bengals this week, and we have got a very arduous task in front of us because this is a team that cannot be underestimated. This is a team that I've had them circled on the schedule for a long, long time since the schedule came out. That I didn't have a lot of confidence when I thought this team was a Super Bowl contender, that we could beat the Bengals and go into this game, even though it's going to be at home, and fire off a good one. So getting right into it, we got to look at this injury report, man. Like, Tristan Wirfs, obviously, he's not going to be playing because he had a whole man thrown on his ankle in that Cleveland game, and he's going to be out for at least a couple more weeks. But the big one, big loss, and not just because he's a big man, Vita Vea, man. I was holding out hope that he was going to be in this game and that we were going to see him, but it looks like, 4 plays into that game last week against the 49ers, he left the game. He had a calf injury. It's got to be pretty serious if he's not going to be playing this week, so we're not going to see him. The other big one that we got to look at, Jamel Dean, man. This dude, he's been playing his ass off this year in a contract year, being one of our best corners. Carlton Davis got the bag, but you look at Jamel Dean, he's like, I want to get paid too. And I really hope that we can keep him because he has been a revelation this year compared to years past, where he'd be biting on the double move and his guy that he's supposed to be covering is down the field already and, getting a big chunk play. He's minimized that a lot this year, and he's grown so much. So I really hope that Jason Light is figuring it out with Mike Greenberg, how we're going to keep that man. Also, one of the best ranked players from last week was Carl Nassib. He ain't going to be playing either. He's out too. He's got a pectoral injury, and he won't be out there. We're stretched super thin at outside linebacker this week. Guys like Joe Tryon-Shoyinka with a hip injury, he was questionable, doubtful, that's pretty serious. He's not going to be out there, maybe, potentially. Julio Jones aggravated that knee again. Like, it's not looking good. Every week, this man, you pray that he's not going to agitate that knee again, but it looks like it's just going to keep lingering. So look for him to be in limited snaps if he plays at all. Antoine Winfield Jr. also dealing with an ankle injury, questionable, might be doubtful. He's kind of been our best defensive player this year. They don't want to get him hurt extensively. We should be getting Sean Murphy-Bunting back, and that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. And I really hope that it's a good thing. We need to see this man perform like he did in the playoffs a couple years ago when he busted off 3 interceptions in 3 games. We need that against this bad man come to town in Tampa Bay. Joe Burrow. Man, what can you say about this dude? This dude's playing at an MVP level right now. He's putting it all on tape right now. And I honestly, he's getting into the MVP conversation with, the Jalen Hurts and the Patrick Mahomes he's lighting it up. This is one of the best offenses in the league, and he got his best weapon back, Jamar Chase. guy who's probably the best wide receiver in the league. If not, it is his LSU teammate, Justin Jefferson. No, I'm really not. I love Carlton. I love when he gets a lot of pass breakups, and I love when, he's always sticking with his man and giving him fits. But this is a different beast. Ja'Marr Chase he puts out a clinic no matter who's on him. It only seems like Sauce Gardner's had any success against him, but Sauce Gardner is a different kind of corner. Like, that man is gifted right off the bat as a rookie. He's probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So before we get into it, we got to look at the injuries that the Bengals got, because they're dealing with a few too. As far as who's out, Trey Hendrickson broke his wrist. That is a lucky break, because that man has feasted on Donovan Smith. And Donovan Smith, bruh, like, get it together, man. Like, if you're going through it, man, we don't need you, like, costing the team anymore. You're the most penalized tackle in the league. You need to clean that shit up, bro. And Mike Hilton, the cornerback, is out. Hayden Hurst is out. That's kind of a lucky break for us, because he's a pretty good tight end. And we already might have to use Devin White at edge rusher, because we're so stretched thin for outside linebackers this week to be attacking Joe Burrow. I don't know how much success we're going to have, but hopefully, Todd Bowles is in the lab. He's dialing something up, and we're going to mix it up. We're going to try to get so many guys out there. Unfortunately, we're going to have to see Keanu Neal a lot out there. Logan Ryan, you got beat for that Christian McCaffrey touchdown. I'm not really holding that against you, because you're coming back from injury and it's a little difficult to get your legs back under you. But this is week 2. You're back in the lineup. Let's see it. Let's bounce back. Other notes I got, this is an offense that, has had to adapt, unlike what we've been doing. And they have taken what strengths they have left, despite their injuries, despite the challenges, and they've evolved into a shotgun RPO-centric kind of offense. Since week 9, the Bengals are 5th in rush success. They got Joe Mixon as their running back, and that dude is pretty special as well. In years past, we've been used to being able to get out there and shut down any kind of rush attack that comes our way. But with a few injuries, as well as, we didn't bring back Ndamukong Suh. We brought in Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks plays solid, but, he's been in and out of the lineup too. We got Logan Hall, who's a rookie, and Will Goldstein, he's taking a step back this year. So it's been a challenge to get this team back to what we've gotten used to as far as rush defense goes. And like I was saying, with Joe Mixon, man, like, he's out there and he's averaging over 4 yards a carry any which way that he wants to go. And if he's going to the right side, it's going to be over 4 yards a carry. And his best is when he gets out to that right edge. So, we got to be sound tacklers this week if we're going to have any shot at success. His worst is when he goes left out by the left tackle, goes to that edge, but he's still averaging 3.1 yards a carry as compared to his best 5.7 on the right. So look to see him go right a lot, but, chances are if he goes left, 3.1, that's still, pretty decent considering. And I'm looking to see them run the ball a lot this week, because they are down a couple of receivers. Despite having, Ja'Marr Chase back, they're not going to throw to him every play. Tyler Boyd might not play. He's got a dislocated finger. And T. Higgins, he's been limited all week with a hamstring injury. And we know how that goes. That, we just got Russell Gage back. And Mike Evans has battled that. Chris Godwin has battled that. Those hamstring injuries, they flare up, and you could get the worst receiver on your roster that week if it comes back. So I'm looking for a lot of that to be mixed in this week. It's going to be a cold game. The forecast it says that it's going to be around 45 degrees in the stadium, and unfortunately, I will not be there for this game. This is going to be the only game this week, this year that hopefully I miss. I got a previous engagement. I got my goddaughter's birthday, and I got to be there for that. I got to be a good family man. I got to really be there, show my face, and give love to my goddaughter who I love so much. So shout out to you, Arya. I'm gonna be there for that. I'm gonna sacrifice going to the Bucs game, and all y'all that are gonna be there, I'm looking to you. I want it loud. I want the spirit. I want the passion. Bring that shit for me, man. Everybody needs to stand up. Everybody needs to be on their feet on third down on defense. Be as loud as you can be. This is a beast that we are facing for a quarterback. This is going to be the second best quarterback we've seen all year. You know, obviously Patrick Mahomes, he did his thing when he came into Tampa, tore us up a little bit. You know, we got torn up last week by a rookie. So something's got to change. It's like, hey, we got to do a lot better this week, because we cannot take this team lightly. This is a team that just went to the Super Bowl, and we got to make sure that, you know, I've been waiting all year. I've been waiting all year for us to prove that we still have one of the most talented rosters in the league, even if we're banged up, that can go out there and can win any given Sunday. Because we got 12. We got Tom Brady. And as much shit as I have been giving him the past couple of weeks, if you put the ball in his hand, you got a pretty good shot of winning that game. And I'm expecting it. At this point, I am expecting it out of Tom Brady. I want to see him go out there and light it up. I mean, we got all our receivers except for Julio Jones. But even if we do get him for a play here and there, I want to see him go out there and get his connection back with Mike Evans. You know, that's all we've been hearing for the past couple of weeks, how off the two of them are. And really, the connection is still there. I promise you that shit is still there. It's the play calling that has been lacking. And when y'all heard the other night when we had Josh Capel on the show, he was talking about, you know, a lot of schematically we've changed a bit, and we're dialing back those deep throws just a little bit. And, you know, it's a lot more screen based. It's a lot more short yardage because we're being forced into those situations. But when we can run the ball, we keep that defense honest, and we can do pretty much anything that we want if we can get consistent rushing out of our best guys. And right now, that's Rachaad White. Rachaad White, he's going to go out there. He's going to give us heart. He's going to give us hustle. He's a rookie. He's got a lot to prove. But I want to see Lenny this week. I want to see Lenny play with that chip on his shoulder, that he doesn't want to lose his starting job. I want to see him go out there. I want to see him run guys the fuck over. I want to see him go out there, not drop any passes on those short little screen routes that we're bound to call because we've been calling them so much. If we do call it, catch that ball, man. Catch it and turn it into something. And then stop dancing around so much in the backfield. It seems pretty simple, but, you know, given the height of the moment, you know, it doesn't always come through. So I would really like to see that. Last couple things I got a couple of quotes from Tom Brady's press conference. I was watching that earlier, and I heard a couple of things that stood out to me. You know, somebody asked Tom Brady, they asked him, what are the strengths that you think that you can build on? What have you seen that gives you hope for the rest of the season down the stretch? He said, what are the strengths we build on? And then he paused for 5 seconds. I didn't like that. I didn't like that he couldn't just draw on something that has been a positive. But, you know, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna try to make something out of nothing. And even though his mechanics have been off a little bit, he watches more tape than any of us. So I am going to put confidence in him yet again, even if he does make me look like a fool for doing it. Given how he's played the past couple of weeks, I will start the slate clean this week and give him the benefit of the doubt that at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that we need to beat, but it's not the end of the world if we don't, considering that the Carolina Panthers are playing a very good defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. So hopefully, the Steelers can get that done and we can make it difficult for the Bengals. Given their injuries and our injuries, it could be a toss-up game. Not going to go with a score prediction. That's just tempting fate to give me bad apples, man. I don't want to do that. But it was pretty interesting that somebody brought up that story about Brady changing the plays the night before the game. And we said it the other night, me and Josh, we were talking about it. And, Josh was saying, I think that it's misconstrued a little bit and that he's not changing the plays. He's recognizing certain tendencies out of these defenses and letting his guys know, like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Scotty Miller, all these guys that he's going to be thrown to, that when you're in this situation, we have a lot of option routes in our offense. So I've noticed that this linebacker does this safety does this. And if this is the case, I want you to go here. I'm going to try to hit you there. All right. So when Brady was told that, he kind of laughed it off and he said that there wasn't any truth to it. And then he also said there's no lack of quit. There's no lack of fight in this team. Those are big words to be saying, considering how this whole team has been playing the past couple of weeks. Hopefully, he's going to man up to those words. He's going to make guys like me that have been criticizing him and everybody else that is desperate for a big win see the big picture. And, we control our own destiny. And I don't want to say that I don't want to get negative. Like I've been pretty negative on social media the past couple of days because that San Francisco loss really stuck with me, really hurt me. I feel like every week we see our offense at its worst, and it gets worse and worse and worse. Like there's no adjustments. But it's a new week. Any given Sunday, we can win. If we get this dub, that is going to be huge for the grand picture of things. That proves that not only can we win at home, where we should win, we can beat a Super Bowl contender, a team that's got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, shorthanded with our injuries, and that it can really motivate the troops. It can really get us going. So I'm praying, I'm hoping that, hey, maybe the solution is that I don't have to be there for us to finally pull our heads out of our asses. And if that's the case, hey man, I won't get mad. I just want to win. I've gotten used to the winning in the past couple of years, and I want to keep winning while we still have Tom Brady as our quarterback. So let's get in there and let's motivate these troops. Ty Bowles, looking at you, bro. Like, you gotta be not that stoic, nothing affects you kind of coach. I want you to go in there like we saw in the current series, where you were putting shit down, man. You were putting bars down, bro, about the accountability and what do you stand for. Like, y'all got to be talking out there, and you really, like, you look like a head coach in that moment. I want to see it transition to game day, and that's all we really want to see. So with that being said, this is a huge week. We're about to see the Carolina Panthers and the Falcons again to close out our NFC schedule. And those are two must-win games. But if we can get this one this week, that's going to go a long way, because we've got to get back to 500. We cannot be doing this 6-7 shit. We cannot go down 6-8, possibly 6-9. We can't do it and make the playoffs. And we want to make the playoffs. We have Tom Brady as our quarterback. All you got to do is get into the playoffs with that guy, and anything can happen. So, thank you again for joining us on the 10th episode of Talk the Plank podcast. We will see you again soon. We will discuss everything that happened in this Cincinnati Bengals game, and whether it's a win or a loss, we're still going to be behind this team, and we are going to give you great content. Please keep it locked in. At Salty Buck 91 on Twitter. You can find me. We can discuss Bucs anytime. Hit my DMs. We'll go over it. Let's fucking go.